The biggest of Chungai. In your opinion, outside of death cults, what cult or religion is the most harmful to individual members? That's an interesting question, and it varies heavily, and I'll tell you why. Think of it this way. With viruses, with like actual viruses, the more deadly the virus is, the harder it is to spread. So, for example, Ebola has like a 90% mortality rate, and it makes it very difficult to spread it to other people since it's killing off its hosts. Viruses that have a lower death rate spread easier. They are directly connected. The death rate and the R0 number, I think is what it's called. How easy it is to spread. They're directly connected to each other. COVID is the perfect balance between very deadly, but not too deadly to not spread very far. It spreads like wildfire, and it's also fairly fucking deadly. That's why it's such a scary virus. It's like a nightmare virus. With HIV, for example, you can just not do anything and not catch it. If you don't, you have to actually take an action to go out and catch the, HIV, for example. COVID, you know, it's airborne. You can be walking by somebody on the street and fucking catch it practically. Of course, that's an extremely rare circumstance. I'm just saying. To bring it back, cults work the same way. If there is a high social cost to joining, or a high financial cost even, then it's harder to get people to join. But the more that they have invested in the religion or in the group, the more enthusiastic they're going to be. Take, for example, Scientology. There's a high social and economic cost to joining. So they don't bring in as many members as a cult that's less obviously a cult. They don't bring in as many, but the people that they do bring in are die-hard, enthusiastic believers. Jehovah's Witnesses try to hide some of the crazier aspects of their belief system until the sunken costs fallacy kicks in. Until a year in, when you get baptized, that's when they really start piling on the craziness. Scientology requires a high upfront cost to join. That's why Scientology has 50,000 members and Jehovah's Witnesses have 8.7 million or something now. So to answer your question more directly, what cult or religion is the most harmful to individual members outside of death cults? The smaller cults are usually the most dangerous and harmful to individual members. I would say the NIFB is up there. The NIFB is abusive and dangerous and angry and just awful all the way around. And it's fairly small, even compared to Scientology, it's very small. I don't think they have more than 3,000 or 4,000 members across all of their churches, as far as I know. So that would have to be my answer for the U.S. There are other cults outside the U.S. and even within the U.S. that are more dangerous, but that's just the one that came off the top of my head.